collective interest of the Biafran people for almost 60 years now. He is from Afari Beku. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, and depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live to Radio Biafra London, being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra, Mazi Uchu Kafomefo. He is from Abatete. Abatete is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. He's the man who have assured us that he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. Mazi Uchu Kafomefo is standing on a deputizing capacity on behalf of our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Prince of Afari Beku, heir to the throne of Ibeku Kingdom, the one and the only man who stood up to represent the collective interest of the Biafran people for almost 60 years now. He is from Afari Beku. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, and Abia State is Biafra land. By the special grace of Chukwukika Abiyama, I remain George Onyibe. I am from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. And as always, we proceed to acknowledge the Creator, Chukwukika Abiyama, the one who has set our feet upon this path that we must follow. For without him, we are gone as a people. Considering the size, the magnitude, the enormity of the enemy that has gathered against us, it is no longer news that there are divine influence that drives everything we do. And so in my humble way this morning, I say, Anye na jage mau nihi na emara mai ehunanya ene nage upeomage ujuru anyanya dadio inwege mgbanwe odigonye dekage ebu alpha na omega ane nene na sena nedemau. Of course, without wasting much of our time, we will move to our topic this morning, which is simply titled, It Was Their Last Word That Gave Birth to Our Current Action. It was their last word that gave birth to their our current action. You know, recently, Nigerians have been all over the social media trying to celebrate 50 years of war remembrance. They call it War Remembrance Day. And people begin to wonder, why all of a sudden Nigeria are now remembering the war which never ended, the end of the civil war? You see, I hate hypocrites in my life, because we all have the right to become who we want to become. That is why we are human in the first place. That is why they said that God gave us free will, in as much as our free will does not encroach on the right of others anyway. Nigeria was laid or built or established on the foundation of lies, and they need it to continue. They have employed the Yoruba, who has the license to monopolize every information concerning our people. Channel television, among others, all of them are there lying to you. The war ended 50 years ago, and this is where we fail, this is where we do this, this is where we do this, this is where we do this. But of course, most of you are going to identify with them. Most Biafrans will ignorantly join them. You don't have to do that, because the war has not ended in the first place. We are not here to give story about the accounts of the war. The war came as a result of most of the things you are suffering from today. There was an issue of emasculation, extermination, deprivation, disenfranchisement, corruption, among others, against our people. Men and women of goodwill stood up to stop this evil. Today, they have changed the narrative. They call these people evil. They pick up arms to fight against our people. There was a man who stood on the ground to defend our life, that we are alive today. Today, they changed the narrative. I wept that at this stage, Gowon in his old age, as a member of Assemblies of God Church, if he's not deceiving them, will still be lying. will still come up on the national television telling us they want to remember the end of the war that is still ongoing, and he's lying, telling them that Ojukwu did not honor the Aburi Accord. He told Ojukwu that yes, Ojukwu said, on Aburi Accord I stand. And he said to Ojukwu, on Aburi Accord you fall. You work very hard, and because of the issue of Biafra, you people deleted history from school. Because you thought with the help of the British government, which actually killed our people, that you can sweep this evil under the carpet and walk away freely with it. The war has not ended. British government can come out and shamelessly tell the world that we cannot blame them for what is still happening in Nigeria. But British government is still the one running Nigeria, using Hausa and Yoruba as a willing tools. The day we begin to accept this truth will be the day we all die. It really doesn't matter your position at this moment, because the truth cannot be overemphasized. Whatever led to the war has not stopped. Neither has the war ended. Because if the war has ended, why do you have the most number of Nigerian security outfit in Biafra land more than Yoruba land and Hausa land? Why do you have more Fulani headsmen, Miati Allah and Boko Haram, in our land more than the Hausa and the Yoruba? Can somebody tell me why is it that there is no single federal government present in Biafra land as we speak, as you have in the west and in the north? The blockage is still on, air, land, and sea. And then by the time they call you and say, let's remember the end of war. And I say, Biafran, you do not remind them that the war is still ongoing. If you are intelligent, you mock intelligence. It's an insult on your intelligence, a humiliation to our people. Erase anybody, part of Tome, in those days in Bender State, whenever he comes into the TV. I never knew why they call him the bleaching commissioner, or is he the bleaching minister? The whole people in Bender State hated Pato Tome. And I will go and find out why Bender State people hated Pato Tome. I know the name of Pato Tome as a bleaching minister. He is there mocking the memory of our ancestors, following Nigeria, but of course we understand how they operate. And then they are going to say, oh, we are remembering the end of the war. Whoever said the war ended. But of course, this morning, I do not intend to go deeper into the history, but rather let's look at the speeches of these people who are deceiving you now. Oh, 50 years of remembrance. They all lied to you. Everything they said from the day, that 1970, where they say the war has ended, they lie that is no victor, no vanquished. Every one of them has lived up to that word. And I tell you, it is a shame on us if we fail to live by our own words, terms and conditions. They must meet it. And of course, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be on air tomorrow to make you understand deeper, prophetically declaring as he received the divine revelation. The war has not ended. Let's not deceive ourselves. The greatest mistake any Biafran can make is that in a time like this, you shield your sword for the enemy. You lay down unguided. You are gone as a people. It was their last word that gave birth to our action. There was a war, and there is still, we are still at war. Because they were represented, considering the still ongoing genocide. There is a war, there was a war, and the war is still ongoing. So much has been said already, and much more will still be said. But in the midst of all these stories I have heard, the truth remains that the British government masterminded the extermination of our people through the hand of the terrorists in Nigeria, who are currently the so-called founding father of the zoo called Nigeria. Some of them even still ruling from their grave. No matter what we want to say, the things we need to remember as the people of Biafra is not celebration of any war that have ended. Because the British, first of all, masterminded the extinction. They want to kill us. They want our land, but they don't want the people. The British contracted the Hausa, Fulani, and the Yoruba to do this dirty job for them. At the end of this war, they handed over the management of the company called Nigeria to the same group of terrorists who call themselves general. They are the one who are still ruling up to the extent that even though Buhari is dead, somebody have to represent him because they have agreement. When Yaradua died in prison, his younger brother took over his own position. And when his own brother died, I know by now they are still looking for somebody from the family of Yaradua who will take over from Yaradua. Very soon, one of Abacha's sons, they are not ready because where God is catching all of them is that God never leave them with successor. All of them will die without successor. Gowon children will be useless. Obasanjo children, Buhari children will be useless. Abacha children will be useless. All these terrorists that killed our people in the name of war, their children will be useless. I didn't say so. That is how nature works. And so for them not to be replacing themselves simply means that they do not have a head that is ready, and their children will never be ready for what they fought for what they killed our people for. They are still your founding father. When people say Obasanjo has spoken, I know you are mad because Obasanjo is idiot. When people say Gowon is talking is a founding father, I know you are suffering from the disease called deprotumia. You something you need help. They owns this company. They manage this company for British government. This is what we should be remembering. Number two truth there is that the Yorubas and the Hausa Fulani Caliphate, they capitalized on the support of the British. And what did they do? They made sure that they team up against the Biafran people to kill over 10 million of our people. This is the truth. The Yoruba and the Hausa came together, Ududuwa and Arewa, the West or the Northerners, as the case may be, as they call themselves. It's the truth that they collided. They came together and said, this Igbo, you must kill this Igbo. Of course, these Easterners, because you were not referred to anything, a Jaw or a Kwaibon or anything. We were all referred to as Igbo. But at the break of the war, they divided us successfully. But am I saying that there was no Ijaw? There has always been Ijaw. Am I saying there is no Efik, Ibibio, Enam, and the rest of them? They have always been there. But the gap they placed among us has never been like this. They teamed up. They made sure over 10 million of our people are killed. People will not believe. But no matter what the case may be, they continually admitting. Sometimes they say they kill 1 million. Sometimes they say they kill 20 million. Sometimes they say they kill 3 million. But whatever the case may be, let us assume 1 million people. Our brothers said, imagine the capacity of a national stadium. Imagine it's a capacity of a national stadium that can hold 1 million people. Imagine you deliberately kill these 1 million people and you show no remorse or you repent from your action. The same thing that led to the war, you are still doing it to us, and you are coming now to deceive us with Yoruba pastor among other saboteurs who were actually contractors to do this dirty job. That we are going to remember the end of the war. Whoever said the war has ended is hallucinating. The truth remains that they lied to us. They lied to us. They said it was no victor, no vanquished. They lied to us. They made sure. They said they will renovate our land. They lied to us when they say we will be reincorporated into Nigeria. They lied when they say we will be rehabilitated. Because the last time I checked, they want to take our land through policies of Ruga and Fulani cattle settlement. This is the rehabilitation they promised us. They lied to us. Reconstruction. Second Niger Bridge is still under reconstruction even before the war. They lied to us. Reincorporation, you can see it as demonstrated in the federal character. And now they are coming to deceive you. You see, I honestly appreciate Nigerians for all the effort they have been making without relenting, trying to see if they can bamboozle us into brainwashing us further to think, okay, all is well. We've tried it before, and we understand that there is no shadow of turning back nor repentance as far as their evil is concerned. It is as simple as they want us dead and they need our land. They lie to us when they say the war ended in 1970, but our father was forced to abandon the war. They lied. The war ended in 1970. No, the war did not end. It did not end. Our father, rather, abandoned the war because they've discovered that the level of conspiracy against us as a people require a strategic repositioning for them in order to save the next generation. And today, tomorrow, rather, they are going to come and they are going to buy white, green, and black. They are going to buy white, green, and green, and whatever the color of their flag is, they are going to say, oh, we are celebrating the end of the war. But it's amazing, you never know what they said. As a Christian, I was taught that the most important verse of the Bible is what Christ said, the last word of a man. And honestly, I do not doubt that stance of the Bible. What is more important to the disciple of Jesus Christ? He should be Jesus' last word. What did Jesus say? And in those days, no father died without passing the information to their children. They have successor. Today, many fathers die without having the privilege to pass the information to the next generation because their hands are evil. Some people will be sick and even almost to death. They won't die. They will be waiting for their son or their daughter, whoever their successor is. And when you come, they will say, oh, you are here. And then this is what I want, this is what I want. And then after they finish the communication, they just give up the go. It happened to me. My mother was in coma for more than 1 week. He never said a word, she never moved. And they sent for me. Before I came, I went to the hospital and I talked to her. I called Mama. She turned and said, my son, are you here? I said, yes, ma. She said one or two things to me, which is not your business anyway. She smiled and she died. That's what she told me is very important. I have sacrificed so much to make sure her last wish is granted. I have to bring this up because these people have a last wish and we must grant their last wish. They said something. And so when they are deceiving you, you should know how to set parameters. You should know how to strategically position yourself, or what they did to our father, they will do it to us. The last words of a man. We will start by looking at Oduduwa. 1970, after the war, what did Oduduwa people do? What did they say? How do they, this no victor, no vanquest, the end of the war celebration? What was Oduduwa nation, the Westerner, what was their last declaration concerning the war? You know, when two people fight, after fighting, you separate them. Then you give your verdict. You will say, John, you are wrong. In as much as they beat you up, you are wrong. Whatever they say at the end of the fight is very important. It helps you either to go back and prepare to fight, or it will help you to blame yourself and move for making a mess. Whatever a court say in the judge, in the courtroom becomes the final. When the magistrate or the judge, as the case may be, gives a verdict and say, you, this is what the decision of the court say, it requires whether you will make appeal or you will accept the sentence passed on to you. And I want to tell you that if you are celebrating with Nigeria, what they call the end of the war, you go back and look at their verdicts, go back and look at their judgment, go back and follow their utterance. And then if they are sensible enough, they will know that though they are the one fighting us the war, we will fight them. The war has not ended. Nigeria must repent and stop telling lies. They bring in people. I have a lot of their audio. Maybe in the following days, we will exploit them. And I know when somebody lie, that is when some people are lying to me, I watch them. When you are talking to somebody and the person is trying to maneuver words, you fear those people.
You see, like I'm saying, and that is okay, so like okay, like fear people like that. They are chameleon, but you think they are projecting that they are gentlemen. They are evil. A real man talk. Anywhere is okay, or that die. When a man who is sincere is talking, he said it pump and play. Who can think? They don't pamper. When a woman want to lobby money from the husband or boyfriend, that is how they behave. Honey, sweetie, you remember the day I told you? It's a lie. They just want to catch you off guard. When you see Nigerians who are not able to come out and speak openly, die, and say a zoo nation that they are, and say this is what happened. This is what none of them can boast. Because they know they are lying. They are very careful to distill their lie so it will not catch up on them tomorrow. But it has catch up on them already. Now let's go by the Yoruba nation. The Westerner, what did they say? The last word of the Yoruba, they were represented by Obafemi Awolowo. And he said, "Thank for believing in yourself. Oh, Westerners, Oduduwa nation. What you don't really understand is that no matter how much we try, the Igbo will try to hide under a finger by thinking secession is moi moi, and the Yorubas will never accept responsibility for the murder of over 2 million people. Secession drive hard its price, and Igbo were ready to pay for it. Yorubas were not prepared to pay that price. Ojukwu tried to provoke a war in the hope that Yoruba will follow the bad wagon. Yorubas didn't fall for that bet. Ojukwu tried to capture the Yoruba territory. Yoruba decided to defend its territory by solving the problem from the root, and the consequence is generation lamentation. Had the Yoruba been massacred because of your secessionist agenda, Yoruba would have been your wash hand basin by now. No matter how you explain it, Igbo should be responsible for the 22 million it lost, while Yoruba can only help to sympathize with them. Stop passing your corporate experience to a body you all agreed are coward, but who will always do much as it can to fight for its survival." These are the words of Awolowo, his war speech, end of war speech. Awolowo say Igbos are evil. Of course, that is the Westerner. Ojukwu want to drag them into war. Go and Google Awolowo last speech in the war. Yoruba may delete it now. This is what Awolowo said. And when we come, we say, beware of Yoruba. And some people want to sound diplomatically correct. Thunder will fire all of you. Do I need to tell you what Awolowo said again? He was the minister of finance? He was in charge of the whole money. He was in Port Harcourt. Because immediately they knew what they were going to do. They divided, created River State and Cross River State to destabilize the current southeast, to divide Biafra not to be able to rise. And so from River State, they were all yapping. This is what Awolowo said. That if they have supported Ojukwu, Igbo people would have turned them to Washam Basin. So now they are the one turning us to Washam Basin. Please, go and read all their war speeches. You will see they are mocking at us tomorrow. Yoruba, the one writing it too. I'm not telling you. I'm only following it so that all of you will understand the mess we are in. An idiot are still coming. Why can't you call Nigerians and caution them? Except you are telling me that Ojukwu was wrong as an Igbo man, and then you can stupidly go and remember the end of the war. All those you intellectual, why are you letting them write this evil about us? Your silence shows you are part of it. Your silence shows that this is the truth. Look at what Awolowo said. He spoke it on behalf of Yorubas. He said, "I thank you for believing in yourself." The same way now all of them are mapping out soldier to still do the same dirty job. And some of you are rejoicing with them. Let's rejoice, don't worry. This is Awolowo last word. Don't toil with it. Go back and read it. Maybe I have to publish it today. So you look at what they have said so far. I don't like writing anyway. But maybe I have to publish all these things. So we can celebrate it very well. Idiots everywhere. But having said that, let us move ahead to what the Arewa last word is. The Arewa last word said, citizens of Nigeria, it is a heart full of gratitude to God that I announce to you that today mark the final end of the Civil War. This end 30 months of a grim struggle, 30 months of sacrifice and national agony. That was Gowon speaking on behalf of the Northerners. He really didn't say anything, but he thanked God that yes, we are where they want us to be. He really did not say anything because they don't have anything to say. He's just happy that people died, everything happened. Yes, one Nigerian continue. We own the oil well, we own everything, we own Nigeria, we are born to rule, they are conquered people, and we are where we want. We are very happy. We are very happy. And then some Biafrans who didn't understand were happy. But the war didn't stop because they had agenda. They said many things. Time will not permit me to read all of them. So I just took the part you need to know, which will actually open up the rest information to you. And then the Biafran last word. Awolowo gave the last speech for Oduduwa Nation. Gowon represented the Arewa Nation. And then Ojukwu gave the last speech for the Biafran Nation. Or rather, Biafran speech was given by Philip Effiong. Beg your pardon. And then General Philip Effiong's last word at the end of the war, supposedly, was simple and short. He said, treat the surrounding Biafrans well, or their children will rise and demand for Biafra again. That's Philip Effiong, the last president of Biafra land. What do you have to tell us now that we assume the war have ended? Philip Effiong say, treat the surrounding Biafran well, or their children will rise and demand for Biafra again. It was as simple. What are we fighting for? We have what it takes to be a wealthy nation outside Oye. In fact, when Biafra will come, I will make an appeal that is to our ancestors that they keep bringing back this information. Did you think they built the there were one mathematics measuring instrument or one technology by one idiot? How do they say it? A celebrate end of war. Man, you couldn't eliminate that link. It's still intact. We were a prosperous nation before they came. That was why they want to rob us. Did they come to carry shit when they write and tell you nonsense about Africa? What did they come to do? Did they come to carry shit? They come to steal. Will a thief go and rob toilets? You rob where there are valuable things. They came to rob us. And now they are changing the narrative. You that they come to rob now, they want you to look like the armed robber. Idiots everywhere. Shame on all of you. Let me digress a little bit. America is chasing you up and down. Iran is chasing you. Japan is chasing you. The whole world is chasing you for your visa. Those who came to rob us, who is chasing them for their visa? Idiots everywhere. This is the same mindset Nigeria is using. Hey, come on, how do they say it? Celebrate end of war. Philip Effiong simply said, this thing you people did that led to this crisis, stop it. We may choose to keep quiet because we have seen your plan. There is need sometime to pause in order to gain more ground. And that is exactly what we are doing. We are pausing. We are strategizing because he who fights and run away lives to fight another day. But having said this, please, What you did to us, don't do it to the next generation. They will rise and ask for Biafra again. Now, they've done worse than that. Is that not why we are here? We've suffered more than our father. Don't let them deceive you. No media house will save them. No shenanigan they put up with. They cannot hide anywhere. It's too late. And so the Yoruba speech was devastating, morally evil. And Hausa was just celebrating. But it was a warning the Biafrans gave. But having said that, let us look at the last speech of two men who actually spearheaded. Yorubas are the spectators. Two men stood on the line. Gowon on behalf of Nigeria want to kill the Biafrans. And Ojukwu on behalf of the Biafrans stood his ground to the end. They had something to say. They all have last thing to say. Yakubu Gowon, in his last word, repeated the same thing. What Yakubu said at the end of the war was, the war has ended. It will be against the law for any one of us to use the word Biafra to refer to any part of the eastern region. We are one Nigeria. Gowon addressed the nation on the 15th of January 1970. He was a general, a tyrant, you know. But go and look at him standing this morning. You think he's a reverend father. Idiots everywhere. Like a Jack Gowon he was. Now, I want to warn you, fellow Nigerians, this war has ended. And if I hear any of you address anywhere as Biafra again, it is against Nigerian law and you are going to die. But they're addressing Oduduwa tomorrow. You have Oduduwa University. They call themselves the Oduduwa. Oduduwa now have security outfit or Moteko. They call themselves Arewa because this is who they are. Arewa area boy, idiot, drinking Kai Bratashi, Brukutu, and the rest, and gallivanting everywhere because they have AK-47. They still call themselves Arewa, but Gowon, the idiot who is calling you now to remember the end of the war, forbid you from answering your father's name. Religion forbid us from answering our father's name. The colonial master forbid us from answering our father's name. Nigeria now forbid us from answering our father's name. And when we tell you to go back and answer your father's name, because this is the only thing that will ensure your survival, you will not understand. You become a Muslim, they change your name to Muhammad. You know nothing about it. You answer Al-Haji, automatically a stranger idiot, and you are very proud of it. You become a Christian, you answer pit toilet, Hukana, Yoshikana, Rakanaka, Ajaka. You think you are going to heaven by that. You are a one Nigerianist, they forbid you from answering your father's name. This will go one word. How will our children understand we are Biafran and who we are when they have deleted Biafran from the map of the world? We were there. This is Gowon last word. You must die. Your father must die without memory. That is what he meant of that very day. Can somebody go and tell Gowon we have not forgotten? I, General Jack Yakubu Gowon, hereby say the war have ended, but let me warn you, if I hear any of you Easterners, if I hear you Ijoma, if I hear you Efike, Enam, Ibibio, Igboma, you therefore use that name inside this Nigerian state that you are a Biafran, you are dead. It is against the national law. God will punish all of you. So why are you people breaking your own law? Because for Nigerians to shamelessly come to remember the end of the war means that you will mention Biafra. Idiots everywhere. These are their last words. These are their last words. Don't play with the last instruction of your father, your mother, or your creator, anybody. The last thing they tell you, our leader is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And the instruction he gave to us is that the day I turn back and betray IPOB, we should shoot him. I will shoot him that day. I will grant his wish because he's a good man. We can't turn down their wish. Idiots. And he said to us, it is Biafra or Biafra. If the only option they give to us to get our freedom is to fight war, then we will burn down anything. We are getting ready. These are the words that cannot be toyed with. That is what Gowon said. There are so many. They mock us. So any idiot coming to stop Biafra, you people don't know what is coming. There are things I say. I am subjected to be misunderstood. But I want you to use your head and get ready. I said our leader succeeded in putting something in motion. He's led by God, and I know he knows. But he can't stop it now. And he knows. But he can't control it. He still manages it. And that is why he keeps talking to Nigeria. Biafra will come. He tells America, Biafra will come. He said to Europe, he said to all the enemies of Biafra, Biafra will come. It's not he that speaketh, but Chukwu Okike Abiama speaking through him. It's too late. Of course, you will kill us. You will harass us. You will intimidate us. You will poison us. You will blackmail us. You will do all that is within your power to do. But you can't stop Biafra. And then this is Dim Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu's last speech. The People's General. The People's General. The history of the world is a chronicle of oppression. Since oppression is maintained by force, it is only possible to remove that oppression by a counter force. We do not ask for pity. We make no apology for the social phenomenon known as the Biafran Revolution. Rather, we proclaim with pride the inevitability of our struggle, the indestructibility of our people, and the assured finality of our success. In these 3 years of war, necessity gave birth to invention. During those 3 years of heroic bond, we leap across the great chasm that separated knowledge from know-how. We built rockets, and we designed and built our own delivery system. We guided our rockets. We guided them far. We guided them accurately. For 3 years, blocked out without hope of import, we maintained all our vehicles. The state extracted and refined petrol. Individual refined petrol in their backyard, garden. We built and maintained our airport. Then under a heavy bombardment, despite the heavy bombardment, we recovered so quickly after each raid that we were able to maintain a record for having our own airport, one of the best and busiest airports in Africa. We spoke to the world through telecommunication system engineered by local ingenuity. The world heard us and spoke back to us. We built armored car tank. We modified aircraft from trainer to fighter, from passenger to aircraft to bomber. In 3 years of freedom, we had broken technology barriers. In these 3 years of war, we became the most civilized, the most technologically advanced black people on earth. This was the last word of General Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu on the 9th of January, 1970. It was 15 days, or rather it was 4 days later, that Gowon gave his own speech. And Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, after making this comment, left for Ivory Coast. Did you see him ask for pity? Did you think he didn't see the dead body of our people that were starved to death? Did you think his people did not suffer this pain? Did you think he was not betrayed? Did you think he didn't have reason to forget about this? But they know that forgetting about this register the ultimate destruction of us as a people. And so when they kill us, we'll still fight. When they starve us to death, we'll still stand our ground. When they turn our land into a theater of war, we will defend her. No matter what they do, we will stand our ground. This can only pass a single information, that you go back to our national item, everything they need us to know, everything they want us to see, everything that is to be, and shall be and must come to be are all hidden there. I started this morning without playing the national anthem because I think there should be a time, a moment of reflection, which I want all of us to actually focus on it, because telling you that they want to remember end of the war is a lie from the pit of hell. The war has not ended. The war is still going on. They are still killing our people, and we cannot take it. We will not take it. We will not accept it. Don't let them deceive you. Don't let them fool you. Of course, a national item will be on, and I want you to meditate on it. I want you to meditate on it, and while our line is open. The war has not ended. They're just deceiving us, but rather this is just the beginning. Our lines are open at this moment.
Our WhatsApp line is 070-815-45642. If you are a Biafran, you are here to identify with the family, IPOB family around the world. I will advise you to do so. Send us your name and your location and your phone number to the WhatsApp line. I repeat again, 070-815-45642. Our direct line is 081-221-52971. 081-221-52971 is our direct line, and the special number for the female is 081-288-58614. And of course, caller on the line, your name and where you calling from.
Mazi, good morning, sir.
Good morning from here, my brother.
Mazi, my name is Chimeze Ani from Akbugo province, Biafra land. Thank you for the job what you did do. Mazi, thank you. Our bishop, thank you. Our Reverend Father, thank you. As we break them down for us to understand, may God continue to strengthen, continue to prepare you for this. Ohamadike 1 of Biafra land. May your reign continue to reign for us. Us up that have challenged the concoction of the Britain, and you will put an end slave in Chukwu Kikabiama's name. And my healing, my greetings, my blessings will come for me. For the only man who has stood and said he will never his life allow the heart of IPOB to see corruption, and he is standing with his word. He's an honest person. I will stand with him. I will follow him to the end of time. Yes, my Reverend Father, it does not end. We lost freedom. About the 10% people in that war is ended. We are not Nigerians. Nigerians. Other patients that have affected my life to the extent let me keep it until this. But we are not Nigerian. If I had an opportunity, Fulani that fall into my, we never go scot free. It's not everything that I will call that I will my phone. If Fulani fall in my dungeon, we never go. In a place that I am working he came and he wanted to, in my father's land, though, wanted to come and be deciding and authorizing me. The day I set aside for him, and when he found out that he's not shouting. I showed him that I am a Biafran. And that in this my father's land you cannot come and intimidate me. I dealt with him. I dealt with him that when he finally come in the daytime, he was testifying about it. When he saw me coming, he would seize himself until I passed by before he continued. Because I am only I'm a Biafran. So Mazi, thank you. I really appreciate you. The war has not ended. And if Fulani fall into my trap one-on-one, I will take him before he take me. It's not everything I will bring on social media. I appreciate you. Like I told you yesterday, Mazi, we don't have a transmitter in our area.
You have said it, and they are listening and they are aware.
You continue
All right.
saying it regularly, will not change anything. You have said
Thank you,
it,
sir.
and the people are aware.
Thank you,
And
sir.
I can tell you that the most important thing to IPOB leadership is to make sure that Buhari in his grave, Jubilee, or we will give transmitter to Buhari in his grave, so they understand we are not joking. They are fooling themselves. Thank you very much. Your complaints are noting, and our people
I really
are listening.
appreciate you.
We
Mazi,
must
I really
continue.
appreciate your good. You are my reverend father. You are my I will never believe any other father, any other pastor, any other reverend father. I'm not going to Yoruba. I'm not going to any of their church again. I listen to you and I listen to Shabbat special. It's okay for me until Biafra is restored.
Thank you very much. That is the
Play with
spirit.
Fulani or Yoruba again. Thank you, my reverend father. I really
We must
appreciate you.
continue.
And may your reign continue to reign forever.
God be with you.
God
God be with our leader. And our people must understand, wherever you are all over the world, do you see, there are a lot of things that have been done to undo us. You can study. All you need to do is the ability to improvise, ability to imitate. Study that thing they want to use to kill you and eat that thing. Study it and make that threat part of your bleeding heart. People don't understand. When we talk about the issue of transmitter and the rest, the truth cannot be overemphasized. Go and put transmitter in your village. Go and look for how to give it to your village. The Bible says why the word have not ended is because the gospel has not been completely be preached. And some of you will think it's a lie. Forget about Yoruba church everywhere looking for 10%. There are a lot of, in fact, I was among the missionaries that went to Adamawa, Mubi Hill. That should be in the early 90s to evangelize there. There were people in Adamawa, Mubi Hill. They were still naked in the 90s. They don't wear clothes. Some remote villages inside this Nigeria. But having said that, our people must hear this truth, because when everybody have heard the gospel of Jesus Christ according to the Bible, and then the end will come as a testament against the people. Many people blame Ojukwu for not telling them. The war is still ongoing. Nigeria want you to lay down your shield and your guy. That is all over. You will not know. Many of our people don't know what you are doing because they can't access this transmitter. And some of us are doing business from there already. You are the one doing business. You are the one blackmailing another person. But the point is that anybody who has come out to use IPOB to do business, including George Onibe, to think is that Onwefrat is a mife, may Almighty Creator humiliate us and bring us down even before they make the first match. Idiots. But of course, we must continue. Look at what Nigeria is doing. Everywhere now, BBC, all of them. They are even showing you a war bunker. BBC now is telling you, they built Mbakwe, them, Ojukwu, them. They built a war bunker. It's about 150 meters. But do they allow us to protect ourselves now? Every enemy of Biafra, all of you will be humiliated. But our people should not let Nigerians deceive them that, the war has ended. The war is still on. Are you still there, caller on WhatsApp?
Of course, Mazi Onibe. I'm here, Gidigba.
Go ahead, please, my brother.
Ututomo Biafrans, Mazi Aganeku from Italy. Como precisely? Yes, I'm at work now. I must acknowledge Chukwu Kabiama and my leader. Is Chukwu Kabiama? Nobody thought I have for. I see you kwa Kibiano Yalomo. Look at Kalaki Lugo. Amadi Ozu, come on, Ozu. Ekeno ina fona nko odo ogugu na gere na aro ekene munu asi munu biakwa no olwe na omume aka hedu ko cha ne kwa abu anyi na ja do kwa ise Mazi Onibe. Some people think that India situation and Biafra situation is the same. No, it's not the same, because India is only British that hold them, but Biafra is the whole world. You understand me? People must know everything this time, because we are not in the same
even at that, when India got their independence from the terrorist British government, they didn't allow Bangladesh and other parts to remain one. They allowed them to go. Yes. They allowed them to go. Why is Bangladesh not part of India that was colonized by the British? What about Pakistan and the rest of it? But the Yoruba and the Hausa Fulani idiots think they can be doing the dirty job for the British government this long. The British should be fair enough the way they were fair to India and allow Bangladesh to go and allow Pakistanians to go and leave those who want to be India. In fact, in India today, some are still crying to break out from India because they are not the same people.
Yes.
But here in Nigeria, we must die as one Nigeria. Rather, they are selling Biafra land to Cameroon. Go ahead, please.
Mazi, I must continue saying it. We need only 5 embassy, Biafrans. Only 5 embassy in Biafra land. And akajofoni no na Biafra biko anamayunu biko no. The legit one, please stand up now. This work is for us. Ordinary. Okay, ekene kwa munu. Akam afambu ngoye chinedu mweka kare. Kwe kome one na nimu. Chonu wambo anelo. Andongu. Mtukanya ayi webi wa. Utimonya nine yani ayi. Onye waba fulu waka inene. Ekene munu. Darum.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Nobody will. All this deceive. Sometimes when people call and they say certain things, it looks like I'm angry. Honestly, I'm not angry with you. I'm angry with the evil behind that comment. That is what I'm angry with. After all these things they've done for us, and somebody will come out and sit in the television or the radio and pretend to be human being. You know, the war has ended, and they blame themselves more. And after blaming themselves more, they catch you off guard the same way they are doing to you in the church, and then you now relax. It's true. Let's leave it. Let's move on. But they turn back and increase the dosage of the poison in your food, and you die 100 times over even when you are still alive. Who the heck is forgetting about the war that is still ongoing? Every day, the police in our land are carrying POS. Every day, they are planning on how to build a ATM machine on the checking point. Every day, they are thinking of how to increase more military checkpoint. Every day, we are the one being killed in the place of Fulani headsmen. Every day, we are the one who is going to court and the Boko Haram are working freely. Every day, they are incorporating the terrorists into the army. And imagine IPO be very peaceful. They say we are terrorists. This is war. It's still the Biafran war. It's still the Biafran phenomenon. Ojukwu say we will not apologize. We shall not apologize. Don't you get it? Awolowo say we are evil. Ojukwu wanted to deceive them to come. The Yoruba would have died. When we tell you no Nigerian died actually, no Yoruba died actually. They massacred our people and without apology. That is what they do. And now look at how they are trying to bamboozle the next generation. They remove history, so you, Biafran, will not know the truth. Is that not war? Let them bring back history. Let's know this syllabus. Let's follow up with the curriculum and let's see if any Yoruba or Fulani will be able to look at you in the face as a fake man, as a German, as Igbo man, if they ever killed your people anyway, because my mother money is still with Awolowo. They gave her only 20 pounds. When I say certain things, it's not because I want to be proud of myself, because whatever my parents have is not my business. In fact, knowing that they were successful at a tender age humiliates me not to depend on them. But my mother money is with Awolowo. She never had a bank account till she died. She practically buy a cupboard, a wardrobe, and load money there. She didn't go to bank. And one day I said, Mama, because robbers were coming to our house constantly, why don't you take this money to the bank? She said 20 pounds. After the war, during the war, 20 pounds. This is Awolowo, Minister or Commissioner of Finance. You she idiots. And they are not repenting. They are still collecting 10%, coming to media and say, you see, we have all learned. Let's not cry. Let's not complain. In the era, are you still there? Sorry, I just almost carried away. Sorry. Monitoring spirits.
Bless you. My name is Guinness. I'm calling from Enugu province of Biafra land. There is no way. We must continue. That's all. And Ojukwu said that his last word, even when he was very sick and about to die, he said if Biafra was not got at his life, that Biafra would be restored, even if he dies. So there's nothing. He still lives in us. Though he's dead, he was buried, but he has assured us his word, whether dead, he died, or he's alive, that Biafra will be restored. So there is no two ways about it. You see what that man said. That thing he said is in his heart. He agreed in that Aburi accord. But he said, Ojukwu, at this Aburi you will fall. You see, that is what he lives up to. That is why they came back. He did not announce that Aburi. And Ojukwu went ahead and announced it and declared Biafra. And they said that Ojukwu made a mistake by announcing it. He did not make any mistake.
That is the same way we are making mistake now to talk about Biafra. But when they talk of Oduduwa and Arewa, it's not mistake.
And they will call themselves their names, and we will not call our names. I just say to them, let them go and thank their God that our leader still have some things. Maybe what Chukwuka Kabiyama have told him to hold on. If not, these people would have seen what they have never. Anyway, they will still see it, but I don't know if before them they might have repented, but I didn't see any repentance in them anyway. Because this thing they are doing, they will continue to do this thing until the day our leader will. His patience will overflow. Then he will tell us to go ahead. I have told them, even if Hausa Fulani, Yoruba, idiot, darkness, give me everything that they have, and they're even telling me that they are my brothers. If our leader said, kill all of them, I will first kill that one that is with me. Because these people, they told me probably that even if I give them free food to eat, and they hear that their people said, kill Igbos, that they will first kill me. So how can I just accept them anyhow? I pity those that are still in Yoruba church. I pity them. Even my yard member, I pity them. I pity them seriously that they are still there, giving their money for them to go and build their armies, and they are here with nothing, not even stick, not even cane, nothing. Bless our leader and bless you. And bless everyone who continue. For me, I said if we are showing granite, that they should buy granite that will reach everyone, even including small people. Everyone is ready to chala the granite. Everyone, nobody is happy anymore. If you see what this fresh that Fulani kept for us here in Enugu are doing to us, they are just destroying everything, saying that they are keeping Enugu urban area clean. What are you keeping clean? Where you did not even... Nitiala told them, Nitiala, Hausa, uncircumcised Fulani, told them to do Enugu neat, that they are coming to see what their good work. And this Eflef who called Ugwani did not know what to do again. No project again. Any road here. All he want to do is to destroy people's property. The Ekekero bless you. They will receive their own at the last end. Thank you.
Thank you. We must continue. Our people must understand. If you go to the TV now in Nigeria, listen to them, the way they're analyzing the Nigerian and the Biafran issue. They are presenting it that we are to be blamed. They kill us, we must be blamed. They're stealing from our land, we are to be blamed. They're the one committing all this atrocity against us, we must be blamed. And now I understand what Ojukwu saw. You see, with pride, we proclaim. With pride, we proclaim. Can Yoruba proclaim with pride that they want to go? Leave all those things they are doing. They want to defend themselves inside Nigeria. Who is deceiving who here? Yoruba should proclaim with pride, we want to leave Nigeria. They can't. They are shameful people. Can Hausa Fulani, as they are jumping up and all those janja weed, according to my leader, can they proclaim with pride that they want to do the one nation, one nation? Can you proclaim it with pride? This shows who you really are. But Ojukwu say, with pride we proclaim. And the war has ended. Ojukwu actually lied. You still alive. You are lying against a dead man. But he's not dead anyway. He still lives in us. Your own humiliation is unimaginable. But look at all of you. Your children are becoming useless. If you lie, make them governor of Central Bank. All of them will be useless till there is no trace of your name. You have murdered sleep and none of you will go to bed. Nigerian cannot cover this atrocity. She did. For almost 2 decades, you shut us up. Our parents, nobody in Bendel State could mention Biafra war or the name Biafra. My mother, I must tell you the truth, never mentioned Biafra to me. She said during the war, whether it's First World War, Second World War, the war in heaven, I don't know. But now I know during the war. Because they will be charged for treason. I thought it was a lie until our leader faced treason charge. Until everybody faced treason charge. I faced treason charge, idiots everywhere. Because I say I'm a Biafra. Thunder will fire all of you. Come and remember the war that is still ongoing. You are deceiving the war. You are the one bringing war for us. You turn our land to theater of war. Where there is peace, you create war. You are destroying everything and you are deceiving people. You want to hide the truth. Somebody should go and look at the speeches after the war. From the Yoruba expression, from the Duduwa expression, from the Sabuto expression, from everybody. You will weep for yourself this morning. You will weep. But of course, our leader will be here tomorrow to address this issue further. And then let's open them a little bit. Look at how they are distracting us. Instead of them to follow up with their Omotekun and security on how to kill us, they are not telling us they want to remember our people they kill. This is insult on our intelligence. And as a people, a humiliation. Call on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Yeah. I'm here.
Thank you for holding on. Go ahead, please.
Reverend Onibe. Good morning, all dear friends all over the world. Lovers of freedom. I say, let's all be Biafra. In Yahushua's name. Master Jonibe, I'm here this morning just to encounter the word of who call himself Reverend Jackie Kwan. Anywhere he are now, I just want to encounter his word by shouting Biafra, 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 Biafra. Even our prophets,
My father's land wanted to come and be deciding and authorizing me. A day I set aside for him and Muneye for. When Muneye for, he found out that it's not shouting. I showed him that I am a Biafra. And that in this my father's land you cannot come and intimidate me. I dealt with him. I dealt with him that when he finally come in the daytime, he was testifying about it. When he saw me coming, he would seize himself until I passed by before he continued. Because I am only I'm a Biafran. So Mazi, thank you. I really appreciate you. The war has not ended. And if Fulani fall into my trap one-on-one, I will take him before he take me. It's not everything I will bring on social media. I appreciate you. Like I told you yesterday, Mazi, we don't have a transmitter in our area.
You have said it, and they are listening and they are aware. You continue saying it regularly, will not change anything. You have said it, and the people are aware. And I can tell you that the most important thing to IPOB leadership is to make sure that Buhari in his grave, Jubilee, or we will give transmitter to Buhari in his grave, so they understand we are not joking. They are fooling themselves. Thank you very much. Your complaints are noting, and our people are listening. We must continue.
I really appreciate your good. You are my reverend father. You are my reverend. I will never believe any other father, any other pastor, any other reverend father. I'm not going to Yoruba. I'm not going to any of their church again. I listen to you and I listen to Shabbat special. It's okay for me until Biafra is restored.
Thank you very much. That is the
spirit.
With
Fulani or Yoruba again. Thank you, my Reverend Father. I really appreciate you. And may your reign continue to reign forever.
God be with you. God be with our leader. And our people must understand, wherever you are all over the world, you see, there are a lot of things that have been done to undo us. You can study. All you need to do is the ability to improvise, ability to imitate. Study that thing they want to use to kill you and eat that thing. Study it and make that threat part of your bleeding heart. People don't understand. When we talk about the issue of transmitter and the rest, the truth cannot be overemphasized. Go and put transmitter in your village. Go and look for how to give it to your village. The Bible says why the word have not ended is because the gospel has not been completely be preached. And some of you will think it's a lie. Forget about Yoruba church everywhere looking for 10%. There are a lot of, in fact, I was among the missionaries that went to Adamawa, Mubi Hill. That should be in the early 90s to evangelize there. There were people in Adamawa, Mubi Hill. They were still naked in the 90s. They don't wear clothes, some remote villages inside this Nigeria. But having said that, our people must hear this truth, because when everybody have heard the gospel of Jesus Christ according to the Bible, and then the end will come as a testament against the people. Many people blame Ojukwu for not telling them. The war is still ongoing. Nigeria want you to lay down your shield and your guy. That is all over. You will not know. Many of our people don't know what you are doing because they can't access this transmitter. And some of us are doing business from there already. You are the one doing business. You are the one blackmailing another person. But the point is that anybody who has come out to use IPOB to do business, including George Onibe, to think is that Onwefrat is a mife, may Almighty Creator humiliate us and bring us down even before they make the first match. Idiots. But of course, we must continue. Look at what Nigeria is doing. Everywhere now, BBC, all of them. They are even showing you a war bunker. BBC now is telling you, they built Mbakwe, them, Ojukwu, them. They built a war bunker. It's about 150 meters. But do they allow us to protect ourselves now? Every enemy of Biafra, all of you will be humiliated. But our people should not let Nigerians deceive them that, the war has ended. The war is still on. Are you still there, caller on WhatsApp?
Of course, Mazo Onibe. I'm here, Gidigba.
Go ahead, please, my brother.
Ututomo Biafrans, Maza Gane from Italy. Como precisely? Yes, I'm at work now. I must acknowledge Chukwu Kabiama and my leader. Is Chukwu Kabiama can name nobody that? Nobody that I have for. And see, give your quack, he done your loan. Look at Kalake Lugo. Come on, your come on, Ekeno ina fona nko odo no na gere na aro ekene munu asi munu bia kwa no olwe no omume aka hedu ko cha ne kwa abu anyi na ja do kwa ise Mazo Onibe. Some people think that India situation and Biafra situation is the same. No, it's not the same, because India is only British that hold them, but Biafra is the whole world. You understand me? Our people must know everything this time, because we are not in the same
even at that, when India got their independence from the terrorist British government, they didn't allow Bangladesh and other parts to remain one. They allowed them to go. Yes. They allowed them to go. Why is Bangladesh not part of India that was colonized by the British? What about Pakistan and the rest of it? But the Yoruba and the Hausa Fulani idiots think they can be doing the dirty job for the British government this long. The British should be fair enough the way they were fair to India and allow Bangladesh to go and allow Pakistanians to go and leave those who want to be India. In fact, in India today, some are still crying to break out from India because they are not the same people.
Yes.
But here in Nigeria, we must die as one Nigeria. Rather, they are selling Biafra land to Cameroon. Go ahead, please.
Mazi, I must continue saying it. We need only 5 embassies, Biafrans. Only 5 embassies in Biafra land. And akajofoni neno na Biafra biko anamayunu biko no. The legit one. Please stand up now. This work is for us. Ordinary. Okay, ekene kwa munu. Akam afambu ngoye chinedu nweka kare. Kwe kome wana nimu. Chonu wambo anelo. Andongu. Nkuke yani ayi webi uwa. Utimonya nine yani ayi. Onye wamba furu waka inene. Ekene munu. Darum.
Thank you very much. We must continue. Nobody will. All this deceive. Sometimes when people call and they say certain things, it looks like I'm angry. Honestly, I'm not angry with you. I'm angry with the evil behind that comment. That is what I'm angry with. After all these things they've done for us, and somebody will come out and sit in the television or the radio and pretend to be human being. You know, the war has ended, and they blame themselves more. And after blaming themselves more, they catch you off guard the same way they are doing to you in the church, and then you now relax. It's true. Let's leave it. Let's move on. But they turn back and increase the dosage of the poison in your food, and you die 100 times over even when you are still alive. Who the heck is forgetting about the war that is still ongoing? Every day, the police in our land are carrying POS. Every day, they are planning on how to build a ATM machine on the checking point. Every day, they are thinking of how to increase more military checkpoint. Every day, we are the one being killed in the place of Fulani headsmen. Every day, we are the one who is going to court, and the Boko Haram are working freely. Every day, they are incorporating the terrorists into the army. And imagine IPO be very peaceful. They say we are terrorists. This is war. It's still the Biafran war. It's still the Biafran phenomena. Ojukwu say we will not apologize. We shall not apologize. Don't you get it? Awolowo say we are evil. Ojukwu wanted to deceive them to come. The Yoruba would have died. We will tell you no Nigerian died actually. No Yoruba died actually. They massacred our people and without apology. That is what they do. And now look at how they are trying to bamboozle the next generation. They remove history. So you, Biafran, will not know the truth. Is that not war? Let them bring back history. Let's know this syllabus. Let's follow up with the curriculum and let's see if any Yoruba or Fulani will be able to look at you in the face as a fake man, as a German, as Igbo man, if they ever killed your people anyway, because my mother money is still with Awolowo. They gave her only 20 pounds. When I say certain things, it's not because I want to be proud of myself, because whatever my parents have is not my business. In fact, knowing that they were successful at a tender age humiliates me not to depend on them. But my mother money is with Awolowo. She never had a bank account till she died. She practically buy a cupboard, a wardrobe, and load money there. She didn't go to bank. And one day I said, Mama, because robbers were coming to our house constantly, why don't you take this money to the bank? She said 20 pounds. After the war, during the war, 20 pounds. This is Awolowo, Minister or Commissioner of Finance. You she idiot. And they are not repenting. They are still collecting 10%, coming to media and say, you see, we have all learned. Let's not cry. Let's not complain. In the era, still, are you still there? Sorry, I just almost carried away. Sorry. Monitoring
bless you. My name is Genek. I'm calling from Enugu province of Biafra land. There is no way. We must continue. That's all. And Ojukwu said that his last word, even when he was very sick and about to die, he said if Biafra was not got at his life, that Biafra will be restored, even if he dies. So there is nothing. He still lives in us. Though he's dead, he was buried, but he has assured us his word, whether dead, he died, or he's alive, that Biafra will be restored. So there is no two ways about it. You see what that man said. That thing he said is in his heart. He agreed in that Aburi accord. But he said, Ojukwu, at this Aburi you will fall. You see, that is what he lives up to. That is why they came back. He did not announce that Aburi. And Ojukwu went ahead and announced it and declared Biafra. And they said that Ojukwu made a mistake by announcing it. He did not make any mistake.
That is the same way we are making mistake now to talk about Biafra. But when they talk of Oduduwa and Arewa, it's not mistake.
And they will call themselves their names, and we will not call our names. I just say to them, let them go and thank their God that our leader still have some things. Maybe what Chukwuka Kabema have told him to hold on. If not, these people would have seen what they have never. Anyway, they will still see it, but I don't know if before them they might have repented, but I didn't see any repentance in them anyway. Because this thing they are doing, they will continue to do this thing until the day our leader will. His patience will overflow. Then he will tell us to go ahead. I have told them, even if I will suffer like Yoruba idiot, darkness, give me everything that they have, and they're even telling me that they are my brothers. If our leader said, kill all of them, I will first kill that one that is with me. Because these people, they told me probably that even if I give them free food to eat, and they hear that their people said, tell Igbos that they will first kill me. So how can I just accept them anyhow? I pity those that are still in Yoruba church. I pity them. Even my yard member, I pity them. I pity them seriously that they are still there, giving their money for them to go and build their armies, and they are here with nothing, not even stick, not even cane, nothing. May Kekero Wachukwu Kikabiyama bless our leader and bless you. and bless everyone. We will continue. For me, I said if we are showing granite, that they should buy granite that will reach everyone, even including small people. Everyone is ready to chala the granite. Everyone, nobody is happy anymore. If you see what this refuse that Fulani kept for us here in Enugu are doing to us, they are just destroying everything, saying that they are keeping Enugu urban area clean. What are you keeping clean? Where you did not even... Nitiala told them, Nitiala, Hausa, uncircumcised Fulani, told them to do Enugu neat, that they are coming to see what their good work. And this Eflef who called Ugwani did not know what to do again. No project again. Any road here. All he want to do is to destroy people's property. May Ekekero bless you. They will receive their own at the last end. Thank you.
Thank you. We must continue. Our people must understand. If you go to the TV now in Nigeria, listen to them, the way they're analyzing the Nigerian and the Biafran issue. They are presenting it that we are to be blamed. They kill us, we must be blamed. They're stealing from our land, we are to be blamed. They are the one committing all this atrocity against us, we must be blamed. And now I understand what Ojukwu saw. You see, with pride, we proclaim. With pride, we proclaim. Can Yoruba proclaim with pride that they want to go? Leave all those things they are doing. They want to defend themselves inside Nigeria. Who is deceiving who here? Yoruba should proclaim with pride, we want to leave Nigeria. They can't. They are shameful people. Can Hausa Fulani, as they are jumping up and all those janja weed, according to my leader, can they proclaim with pride that they want to do the one nation, one nation? Can you proclaim it with pride? This shows who you really are. But Ojukwu say, with pride we proclaim. And the war has ended. Ojukwu actually lied. You still alive. You are lying against a dead man. But he's not dead anyway. He still lives in us. Your own humiliation is unimaginable. But look at all of you. Your children are becoming useless. If you lie, make them governor of Central Bank. All of them will be useless till there is no trace of your name. You have murdered sleep and none of you will go to bed. Nigeria cannot cover this atrocity. She did. For almost 2 decades, you shut us up. Our parents, nobody in Bendel State could mention Biafra war or the name Biafra. My mother, I must tell you the truth, never mentioned Biafra to me. She said during the war, whether it's First World War, Second World War, the war in heaven, I don't know. But now I know, during the war. Because they will be charged for treason. I thought it was a lie until our leader faced treason charge, until everybody faced treason charge. I faced treason charge, idiots everywhere. Because I say I'm a Biafra, thunder will fire all of you. Come and remember the war that is still ongoing. You are deceiving the war. You are the one bringing war for us. You turn our land to theater of war. Where there is peace, you create war. You are destroying everything and you are deceiving people. You want to hide the truth. Somebody should go and look at the speeches after the war. From the Yoruba extraction, from the Duduwa extraction, from the Saboteur extraction, from everybody. You will weep for yourself this morning. You will weep. But of course, our leader will be here tomorrow to address this issue further. And then let's open them a little bit. Look at how they are distracting us. Instead of them to follow up with their Omotekun and security on how to kill us, they are not telling us they want to remember our people they kill. This is insult on our intelligence. And as a people, a humiliation. Call our WhatsApp, are you still there?
Yeah. I'm here.
Thank you for holding on. Go ahead, please.
Reverend Onibe. Good morning, all dear friends all over the world. Lovers of freedom. So I say, let's all be Biafra. In Yahushua's name. Master Jonibe, I'm here this morning just to encounter the word of who call himself Reverend Jackie Kwan. Anywhere he are now, I just want to encounter his word by shouting Biafra, 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 Biafra. Even though our professors in school should learn how to teach our children when they come to school. Sometimes when you are tired to even teaching them anything, just ask the children just to sing Biafra. Only when they sing finish, more good for them because they have passed to encounter that word of Yagawan. War has never ended. We are still on war. But I am so ashamed for our brothers, so-called brothers, or Hausa Fulani, the people Hausa Fulani produce in our place, like the leader of Foreigners in Digo, who used to follow them at the back, and the rest who used to counter Kanchawa for Buhari. I'm so ashamed for them. If it's only a mad person who dance in music and sing when there's somebody singing, your mother is a madman, you are dancing. Your father is a madman, you are dancing. It's only a madman who do that. Because these people are showing you that you are nothing, and you are claiming it. So these are our brothers who is singing One Nigeria. We are so ashamed of them. When you look at them, you will see that the blood of Biafra is not in them, because we stand for Biafra. We will die for Biafra. Even though if the war did not end in our time, Biafra will stand, because our leader used to say that they will kill us, we will kill them. In the last of all, Biafra will come. In that word we stand. We never change, and we can never change. It's only Biafra we are singing. Biafra is only our hope. Everybody who is a Biafra must know that when they are treating you, they can't treat you as an Ijaw or Niger Delta, but online river line and all these things. Some people are saying, even though myself, sorry, I did not introduce myself, and Chukura from South Africa. You must know, I'm saying this because there is somebody who I'm having problem about Biafra with him. He's a brother, he's a Biafra, but he's just a stupid. Go down anywhere he is now, listening to me, he will know that I'm talking to him, who is claiming that you people should stop talking about Biafra. Why do you people give up the war? We never give up.
We never give up the war. Sometimes to be able to cover more gap, you pause.
We are still fighting. We are here on the ground. We are still here agitating to have our own land. We are proud of it. As our father Chukwu may say that we are still proud. We can never be ashamed of what we did. What we did, even though they bring us back from grave, we are going to claim that. That is our motive. We do it with our conscience. Biafra or Biafra. Nothing else can stop Biafra. Thank you, my brother, Mas Jojo Nibe. Keep on hitting the nail on the head, because whosoever who go know. Anybody who is a Biafran must prepare himself. We are ready. This time around, formerly they kill us, but now we can't give them allowed to come in our territory to kill. They are going to kill us, and we will kill them. In the last of all, Biafra will come, as our leader said. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.
God Chukwuka be with you and strengthen you, even your family. May Chukwuka be with all Biafrans all over the world. In Chukwuka's name. Amen. Thank you.
You see. Yes, caller on the line. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Daniel calling from Paris.
Go ahead, please, my brother.
Yeah, in the United States of Biafra. It was when George Onidi, a good brother. You see this Yoruba people, can you hear me?
Okay.
George Onidi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, my brother on the line. Go ahead.
Okay. You see this Yoruba people, I don't know why it is only you that answer them and evil of them. All other
their juju is getting to most of our people. They think it's diplomatic. These people are killing us every day. These people, if you know what they are doing.
My reverend, just listen to me. I want to caution all your friends. Only your platform can touch them. I listen to US, listen to Israel, US. Our people commend them. I don't know whether the radio has poisoned them. And I want to make this statement this morning. I don't want any of this our holy platform to mention this called Yoruba or they are useless Omotetu or commented. Omotetu is a terrorist organization. We Biafra, we are part of Omotetu as terrorists. Yoruba, according to what you have said and what I have listened so far on this platform, Yoruba they will never one day support the place of this useless contraction called Nigeria. Yoruba will never. I am an German in Biafra to the core. I have shown and put that Yoruba, their continuous failure to call for the breakup of this contraction called Nigeria, it is in it, we will destroy them completely. Yoruba will not be spared from the coming destruction. Do you know that these their terrorist office organizations have fought with the job Biafra in three parts of this report Nigeria? The first one was in Lagos, the second one was in Ondo, then the third one was in Warri. I think the Warri one started first. Then the second one happened in Lagos. The last one was in Ondo. OPC in that Warri war joined with the Sioux army. Tompolo hearing me now. Tompolo knows about what I'm saying. And this traitor, this saboteur called Asari, he knows about that Warri engagement. It happened in Salamasi. We finish Yoruba in Lagos, we finish them in Ondo, and we finish them in that Warri. Asari Tokubo, I don't want to bring the details to light, but Asari Tokubo, he knows because if you partake in that destruction, we brought
he was that was when they brainwashed him. He gave himself to them. If I talk to Asari sometimes, people don't know why I talk to him. I like him, but he's an idiot who gave himself to Yoruba. When Awusa arrested him, Yoruba feed him and take care of his children. Now he can't fight Yoruba because they take care of his children. He can't fight Awusa because he has been paid off. You see how they corner us. But our own interest is not protected. Sorry for interrupting you, my brother.
If I tell you the role Asari partake in that destruction we brought upon Yoruba in Warri, the whole thing took place in that Salamasi. One will flow that oil that flow to whether Kaduna or so. Shell wanted to reduce that thing. Shell even used our own brother to reduce that thing. It was because they used our brother. That was why I allowed that. I don't want to go to detail because if I go to detail now, it will come to the memory of the terrorists Hausa Fulani and their useless Yoruba Santa. Asari himself, if Asari is hearing, he can call on this radio or call you secretly to remind you of this thing I'm saying. But I don't want to take it. In short, Asari performed very well in that bloody battle. And I commend him. So now he has now turned to become a sacrifice. But let me not go to that. I want to tell our people, Yoruba are the enemy of Biafra. Yoruba are killed the Ijaw people in numerous areas, joining with their terrorist Sioux army. So Yoruba will never ever support the break of the Sioux Fort Nigeria. So our people should not come on this our only platform to talk about Omotetu. If I continue to hear anybody commenting on Omotetu, US1, Mr. Peter, I am telling you, and Aloze, and even our Israeli station, these are the people commenting on Omotetu. What concerns us with that they are useless Omotetu? Don't want to hear anybody commenting. Let us condemn it. Don't come and say it is good. If it is good, why don't they allow our own PSS to stay? So that is one thing I want to talk about. Then, secondly, I don't want us to think that what you are asking Rabbi Charles, that we should rehearse with Yoruba. I don't want us to take our mind to that place. Yoruba are enemy that we can never rehearse with because our people are talking about something that the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Even FFK is not our friend, and it will never be our friend. FFK is our enemy. These are the pretense Yoruba pretend. I know them very well. I have lived in Yoruba land. I know them very well. So these are pretenders. So Yoruba are our enemy. We can never liaise with them. We will never trust them. They should go and stay in their own area and leave us alone. Yoruba are our enemy. No matter what FFK, the kind of grammar they speak, FFK know that Wari is dead, but they cannot say it. So why should we be deceived by this useless Yoruba? So please, we will never liaise with Yoruba on anything. Let them go on their own and let us go on our own. We don't have any business with them, and we will never have any business with them. This is where I want to end up this thing. God bless our leader, His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the United States of Biafra. God bless the United States of Biafra, and God bless you. By reverence, the only man of God in the western part of Africa, in Sweetport, Nigeria, as you speak, because you see tomorrow, and the truth comes from only your mouth. God bless you.
Thank you very much. We must continue.
The coming days, we will reap your reward. This is General by the calling from Paesa. I have shown and told. We are not joking. I am an army of Biafra. I will prepare to go to war and destroy this instead of a referendum. And I want to end my talk today that America, it is better you give us a referendum now, or if you make us to go to war against Biafra, the innocent children will die. It is the children now that I am saying, they will die. All the Yoruba children, the Hausa children, will die. Will not be holy God. And America will be held responsible for this. This is my brother. If there is anything you want to add.
No, of course. Everybody, we must continue. We proclaim with pride, according to our late Chukwuemeka Odimegwu Ojukwu, the Biafran phenomenon. We proclaim with pride, we are Biafrans. They're fighting us, and they are, why do I use this grammar? Deceiving the world that there is peace in Nigeria. The war never stopped. The war never stopped. And this is one truth. We cannot swallow down. In fact, as far as it's concerned, if we're here to say the truth, we say the truth. If we are going to lie, we're going to lie. What we want is simple Biafra. Yoruba should go and proclaim with pride. They love it. We support them. And then I will say, when you are jumping and intimidating us, we must be one Nigeria, we must be one. All of you are idiots. Can't you proclaim with pride, we do the one nation? Call on WhatsApp, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm there, Madam Lee.
Good morning from here.
Things have changed a lot. My name is Okechukwu Chukwukwelo. I'm calling from Kampala, Uganda, precisely, the capital of Uganda. Mazi, thank you very much, and I bless God on behalf of all the Biafrans, those who are still on this struggle, the way we started. And before I said what I really want to say, Mazi, please, lest I forget this. Please, these informations that you just read about the last speech of those terrorists, this getting close to his grave, if death is by age, by now, Gowon should know that he shouldn't have. He's living by the grace of God. And the one of Aworo, please, it's very important that you save those things, because you know how Nigerian does their robbery. They will go and make sure that the whole thing are being removed from every platform you read it from. You understand me? It's very, very important. Please. Please. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good. Good. Very, 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 very important. Mazi, what I really want to say this morning is this. For those who join us in this struggle like 2 years, 3 years ago, or when our leader was held, when Nigeria kidnapped our leader, or when our leader was, they went for his head and killed so many people in Afaluku Palace. Those who joined us, I need to tell them, I need to inform them one thing they really don't know about. You see, our leader, just like you, Mazmuni, let me tell you. You see, our leader is a leader, not a ruler, or not one of those people that just jumped, waiting by the side of railway to jump inside the train. Not from the station. Our leader is a leader, is a man with wisdom, endowed with knowledge of heaven. Chukwu Abiyama just gave us that man. I'm being frank with you. From the onset, our leader started this way. He said, we need more friends than enemies. So when you see our leader now trying to tell us, adopt and said, like somebody he respect Aya or Adebanjo, he had the governor of Ekiti, those who can, really think like human beings, and the Femi Fani connected one we can easily call our in-law. Our leader is not saying those things to make us believe that Yorubas are our friend. No. For those who don't really know, in IPOB, this very platform of IPOB, leave alone when you a man sitting behind microphone of any platform of Radio Biafra, you will speak truth without. In fact, you speak, I'm sure that at some point, you, George Onibe, you will say things and you go out and begin to ask yourself, am I really the one that said all these things? You know why? Because the platform which you sat and spoke was so, I don't know how to put it anywhere. Our leader told us on time, he said, we don't address wound. We cut it open and put you right. If you leave, fine. If you don't, then we continue. Do you know what our leader used to call Femi Fani Konyode? He calls him a kiss and tell. He called him a coward. Yes, that's what our leader calls him. And then, because our leader is a leader, Femi Fani Konyode had all that. And he knew that our leader was saying truth. He knew, but he summoned the courage, what I can call a man, and went to meet with our leader in Kuje prison. And he said, Kayode said in one of his articles, he said he sat with our leader for 3 good hours. He spoke at some length and he said our leader is not ordinary human being. So when we are telling our people that Yorubas is not our friend, we are not joking. They are not our friends. Why are they afraid to be on their own? That's my problem. Why? Why wouldn't they stand on their own? What is hard there? We've been hearing all this nonsense for decades, for years. Now we have known the truth. I just pity the Fulanis and some of upcoming Yorubas who still believe that one Nigeria will one day hold. It's a joke. We have known, this generation have known what they've been hiding for us for years. What they have hidden for most of our mothers and fathers have gone. We have known it now. And when we say we came prepared, they shouldn't take us for a joke. We came prepared. We will take them on this long journey. And at the end, the world, humanity will help Biafra, because the millions of beings they killed, and they are still killing, even to this moment, they are fighting spiritually. And we are fighting in the life, in the living, the land of the living. And Biafra, we must restore. So what's the problem of Yorubas? So some of us, we keep saying that these people, they have engineered, who PSS was started before every other people. The Northerners, the Fulanis, they had, what do you call it, Hezbollah police, what do you call it, the Hezbollah police and stuff, I don't know what they call it. They had a lot of all these things up there. And then when we put up a DSS, they use those so-called, what do you call them? They give to us, because none of us voted for them. All those selected governors, all those in eastern regions, they were selected and forced on us. They used them to kill us. And they think we will forgive them. We will not forgive them. When we say we have record and we keep records, they shouldn't take us for granted. We know what we are doing. Yorubas are not our friends. If this generation of Yoruba repent of the sins of their father, and then we will reward them from afar. And if what truly they are sincerely, genuinely that they are sorry of what their father did against our fathers of old, then when Biafra comes, we can be a neighboring country, and then the border will be open for all of us, and then we will brace each other. But as for this moment, Nigeria must be totally disintegrate. Nigeria will cease to live, to cease to be. If Nigeria, my generation must remove Nigeria from the world map. It's a promise. We are not threatening them. Gowon is crying because he knew. It's just like Obasanjo once opened his dirty book, Kakavit, and said that he defeated Biafra. He fought Biafra and defeated Biafra.
Biafra is dead and buried. He's dead and buried.
Yes.
Idiot. He should come.
Yes.
I am reaching them from Urugudu. I am an Abo. They are idiot. I'm praying for our TV television to be very stable so that we can be showing all of them and their girlfriend. All the good place they are sitting. They don't know we have their video. Idiots everywhere. Yes. Some of our people don't really know why Obasanjo is perambulating. Obasanjo is. I will even show Obasanjo video romancing his son's wife. People without
moral. Can you imagine?
Talking to us.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Obasanjo is crying, seeing this thing coming to pass in his lifetime. Obasanjo knew that Biafra will come, but Obasanjo doesn't want it to come while he was still alive. The same thing with Yakubu Gowon. I'm telling you, initially, I was talking out of tongue that these people will die. These people will not die. They will watch Biafra emerge. They will watch that same flag fly. They will watch the ECOWAS, so-called ECOWAS, have another state of Biafra that will break black race. Mazoni, I thank you, my brother, for this topic you brought this morning. They want to rubbish you and say the word, and they celebrate. What are they celebrating? Celebrate millions of children they killed Awolowo and Co. And Yorubas. You see, when Yorubas are making all this nonsense,
they want to humiliate us, but they don't know.
You know, these people are very wicked. You know what they are doing? Somebody came into our house. My father is crying. You are raping my mother. I'm also seeing you raping my mother. And you put some kind of music. I should be dancing. My father will be dancing. You must be mad. You are mentally deranged. You are not well. You are not well. You are not okay. And Yorubas thinks we have forgiven. We have forgotten. They are jokers. Maz, I thank you. Let me stop there. Allow my brethren. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Nigerians who are celebrating remembrance of end of the war, we want to tell you that you are mocking us. Anybody remembering the end of the war, you are mocking at us as a people, and this we will not accept. The war has not ended because all the military equipment bought is descending on Biafran people. All the military personality operate in Biafra land. Every evil is in our land. We are, in fact, I don't know how to explain it, but this is a mockery to us as a people. You want to celebrate the millions of people you starved to death. You want to celebrate the social emasculation, complete emasculation of our people, disenfranchisement. What exactly are you remembering that the war took away that is no longer happening in our land? You people should stop being idiots. I thought you were idiots. I never knew Nigerians were this mature, stupid idiots. I take this call more. Are you there? Call on WhatsApp.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. This will be my last call for you.
Good day, sir. I'm Chisom, calling from Malaysia. I just want to say something. The war has not yet ended, and which all of us know that the war has not yet ended. But they are lying. They are trying to say something that they did not implement. The 3 arms that which they said they didn't do it. One of them they did do it. They later now call it to be killing up to today. Do you know that these people say why they introduce NYC, Nigerian Youth Corps, to bring peace? That eat food. We talk about peace. Somebody that you stopped, somebody that you robbed, somebody that you raped the mother, raped the father. You collected everything from the person and you didn't give the person back. And you say you're introducing unity. How without justice? Unity without justice. I thank you, Mazo.
They even kidnap some of our sisters. They even kidnap some of our sisters to become their wife. Like Mariam Babangida, among other Mariam Obasanjo, Mariam, all of them, sport of war, our women, they still with them. They are celebrating us. Mariam Babangida was the wife of Bongo Siku, a Biafran person. She was captured in Asaba. She was a very beautiful woman. With pride and humiliation to our people. Oh, Babangida paraded. She's from my place. It's not Babangida wife. Who did he pay dowry to? But some idiot Idoma people will still be thinking about one Nigeria. But did they not end, Babangida not end Bongo Sikwe to a gardener in Aso Rock? Where are those idiots? And when we thought, they say we are very harsh. But how exactly are we going to pour out our grievance? By pretending to be holier than her? Obombo cross aboko, obombo kukwe, wadi amama. Thank you very much, my brother. We must continue. And having said this,
they took our people. Took our women. I remember what you said. You say your mother told you, and my father still told me that I should do what? Take care of the younger ones. And the Philip Effiong said that if you people did not do what you're supposed to do, that our children, the children of the Biafrans, will rise up again, and they will stand and will never go back. The life of our fathers, the life of all our people. You people are standing lying against us. That you people are lying against us. To tears all my life, you will never be free. Shedding tears is not that I'm weak. My shedding tears is I'm remembering what I would do. It's making me to shed tears. It shall never be well with you. It shall never be well with all of you, wherever you are. Anybody that supporting this one Nigeria will never see good in his life. Anybody that supporting one Nigeria will never see good in his life. The person will never go free. It's life. Anywhere you are.
Thank you very much. This is just the bitter truth. They don't want us to talk about it. They just want to shut us down. They want to bamboozle those they can bamboozle. They want to make fool of us. Honestly, we do not hate anybody. Honestly, it's important we say the truth sometimes when it's necessary to say the truth. But I tell you, very disgusting to pretend they never existed so that somebody will say, I'm a good man, I love you, I'm a this, and don't love me. Just give us Biafra. Don't love me. It's as simple as that. You go to the, when I went through to look at their last speech regarding this war, because if the war has ended, there should be evidence. I looked at what the Oduduwa nation said. I looked at what the Arewa nation said. And I look at what the Biafra nation said. And it's just simple that the war has just begun. And I draw strength from the word of General Philip Effiong. If you do to the next generation, if you do these things you are doing to us, this thing you have done to us, if you do it to the next generation of Biafra, their children will rise. And now here we are. And somebody said the war. Did Philip Effiong tell you this is the end of the war? He said, we can't proudly lay down our arm to see if you will change. Nigeria have not changed. They are becoming worse. We have suffered more than our father. And who is the idiot coming to remember this massacre? Who is the idiot who said the war has ended? But of course, we shall sweep over the land of Biafra. Our message is simple. Goodbye from here. Sincere appreciation to those of you who were able to call in to contribute. My apology to those that cannot take their call now because the next segment will be coming up very soon. And a point of correction, every broadcaster, for those who call in, don't attack any of our broadcaster. I must advise you not to do that. Desist from it. Everybody is led by the spirit of Chukwuka Abiyama, and they have to express the way. The word of God is for correction, is for reproof, is for instruction, that the men of God, the people of God may be thoroughly equipped. Our broadcast on Radio Biafra is for correction, it is for instruction, it is for rebuke, that the Biafran people, their eye might open completely. And so I may be ordained to rebuke, and then another is ordained to instruct, and then another is ordained to reprove, because in all ramification and level, our target is that you will hear the both side of the truth. I sign off from here. Remain blessed. George Onibe. Signing off from Iyorugudu. Ndiara. They want to remember genocide. hopeless people like that. Our message is clear. Go home with it.
This is my message to the world from my broken soul. We keep walking down the road. They killed our mothers, fathers, and our sons. We are light, we are the lights of the world. We come from the land of the rising sun. Every single day we keep rising up. No matter what they do, we are never giving up. This is my message to the world. Embrace Biafra. Embrace redemption. We shall win in the end. This is my message to the world. Embrace our freedom. Embrace our victory. We shall win in the end. We are stars. We are the greatest stars. No matter where we go, we rise to the sky. All around the world, we see greatness in the sight. Every day and night, we struggle for our lives. We are one. We are the chosen ones. Chukwu-Okike is the one to give us victory. Bring us back to the land flowing with big harmony. Breaking all the chains and pain of slavery. This is my message to the world. Embrace Biafra. Embrace redemption. We shall win in the end. This is my message to the world. Embrace our freedom. Embrace our victory. We shall win in the end. This is my message to the world. We are coming, we are coming, we are not alone. We are fighting, fighting with the power of love. Forever and ever we shall reign in the world. This is my message to the world. Embrace Biafra. Embrace Biafra. Embrace redemption. Embrace redemption. We shall win in the end. We shall win in the end. This is my message to the world. This is my message to the world. Embrace our freedom. Embrace our freedom. Embrace our victory. Embrace our victory. We shall win in the end. We are coming, we are coming, we are not alone. We are fighting, fighting with the power of love. Forever and ever we shall reign in the